everyone, it's Lizzie. Apologies if I sound a little strange. I have currently been sick the past couple of days, but I had this idea for a video. You know, sometimes you just need to get that idea done and like out there in the world, and that's how I feel about this video, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity, so I had one of these bursts of energy while still feeling quite terrible. And so I'm filming this. So before I get to the idea that I had for saying goodbye to 2017, I first have to mention Goodreads, which I know I've mentioned several times before on my channel. It's just because I love Goodreads. I signed up years ago and then I was like, oh, you remember that thing that tracked all the books that you could read or want to read, and there's a community on there? I should get back into that. So for the past maybe 2.5 years now, maybe almost 3, I've actually been using it quite frequently, and I have reached my Goodreads reading challenge of the year, which is incredibly exciting. I set a goal of 30 books and I thought that that was a little bit much for me, but originally I'd set 25 and I was approaching 25 quite quickly, but it was that final little hurdle. Didn't think I was going to make it, but it did. So at the end of every year, regardless of whether you have actually hit your reading challenge, you might not have even set one, so that's cool, it's fine, it doesn't discriminate. Goodreads sends you a little link and is also on your homepage to give you a summary of your 2017, or, you know, the year just passed, being 2017. Because Goodreads is for books, it gives you your year in books. Oh, wow. And it shows you things like how many pages across how many books you've read this year. For example, mine is 10,215 pages across 31 books. Then tells you the shortest and the longest book, the average length, most popular, least popular, your average rating, the highest rated on Goodreads. Then shows you the first review you left for a book in this year, and then goes on to list all of the books you've read this year. And by list, I mean it pictures them in this aesthetically pleasing way, which is really nice, and also punctuates with some of the ratings you've given them. And finishes off by giving you your final review of the year, as well as a congratulations, you're really good at reading, and probably a lot of other things too. Thanks, Goodreads. And so you'll realize why now I'm coming up to my idea that I needed to show you that Goodreads summary first. Because it got me thinking, what if at the end of every year, each person got their individual summary or review of the year like that? But I don't mean for books though. Like, maybe I'm getting too much into the sci-fi realm here, but I'm so involved in Ready Player One right now, and this year I've really gotten a lot more into sci-fi, so just bear with me a minute. But I'm imagining something like if you're having a visor or Google glasses or something like that, where you've got something in your vision that can scan your surroundings, can video call, you can browse the internet, and those sort of things, I guess. And so at the end of the year, when you're wearing this visor or glasses or something, you get a notification that when you click on it, shows you a summary of your year. For example, how many steps you took, all of the places you visited, whether you went overseas or your favorite cafes and that sort of thing, how many social events you attended. Now this could mean parties, friends' houses, as well as actual events like VidCon, the amount of time you spent sleeping. Or you could customize these stats so that you could see things like how many videos you uploaded to YouTube, or hours you spent streaming, the games you played, how long you played one of your favorite games for, or your most played game, not necessarily your favorite game. How many books you read, similar to what Goodreads does now. Hours spent playing sports, walking your dog, playing with your cats, or mundane things like hours spent at school or work, or waiting at traffic lights. I would love to be able to make a little like mock-up graphic to show you what I mean and illustrate it in that way, but I cannot do that because I don't know how. But then thinking of this, what really got to me was thinking that what if these stats could also show things like your emotions? And yeah, this also sounds a little bit like a Black Mirror episode, but again, bear with me. So I'm imagining you spent this many hours, days, or weeks even feeling happy, sad, angry, frustrated, overwhelmed, stressed, or you let anxiety get the better of you this many times. You spent on average this many hours in a depressive slump. And your summary, instead of something positive, I believe would say something like recommendation, book an appointment to see your doctor, and book in more therapy sessions. So I couldn't imagine I would like a summary like that. But but I did think it was a freaking cool idea. 2017 for me has been stressful and overwhelming. So busy. My anxiety has gotten the better of me countless times, and just when you think you have a hold on your mental health and issues like depression, no, they resurface again and haha, joke's on you, deal with it. But even though I have struggled this year, I have also survived this year. And while I can't forget the bad things that have happened, such as the ones I've just mentioned, I can focus on the good ones. Because I don't want to remember 2017 as the bad ones. I want to focus on these good things that have happened and remember it for those instead. And so these are 5 things that have happened in 2017 that I am really proud of and happy to have experienced. I held down a 9-to-5 job in the city all year. And not only that, but I got to travel overseas for work for the first time. I always thought that I would work in the city, catching the train and doing that mundane everyday thing. I just assumed that that was what you had to do when you got older. And so while I am working 9-to-5 in the city, it isn't boring and awful. It's fun. It can be stressful, but it's still fun. And I have done that all year. And I do think that that's something to be proud of. And I got to travel overseas to New Zealand for the first time. Not only traveling for work for the first time, but going to New Zealand for the first time. So yeah, there was that. Side note, I did vlog while I was there, but because of the way that the year was going, I haven't edited that together yet. But that footage is coming, and I don't think it's like relevant to a certain time, and so when you see it, you'll see it, but it's coming. And I had a really great time. I attended PAX Australia for the first time. I overcame my anxiety to do this, and it was bloody amazing. I am so happy that I did that. It was a last minute decision and it was such a good time. I've always wanted to volunteer, and in 2017 I volunteered for VidCon Australia, and yeah, was that an experience? It was. I'll tell you it was. It's not really a question at all. It was an experience, and I am so happy and proud of myself that I did that, and again, it was a good time. I started making gaming videos. Now, this is something that ever since I started watching YouTube, I have been watching gaming videos, and I always thought that was a thing that I wouldn't be able to do because it looked very tricky, like the whole setup and everything. And while I proved to myself that it was in fact quite tricky, it's also really fun, and I realized it's something that I want to do. And so I just used what I had and did what I could with that, and I'm really happy with myself that I started making gaming videos. And I guess similar to my anxiety with PAX, I am intimidated by the gaming community. It was part of the reason why I was so anxious to go to PAX at all, much in the way that I was nervous and anxious to film gaming videos and actually upload them and say, hey, can I call myself a gamer now? No, I don't think that that's how it works, but I play games and I like games and I watch games, but when do I call myself a gamer? I don't know, probably not now. Or maybe now, maybe before I uploaded. I don't know. Like, is there someone somewhere who can say, hey, yes, you are a gamer, you are not a gamer, don't you dare call yourself one, but yeah, I think you're at the level now you can, but you, can you show me your credentials? Yeah, alright then, you can be a gamer too. Or do you just call yourself a gamer because you like games? I don't know. I am intimidated. Stressful, yes, but rewarding and fun also. Yeah. I created and started my own blog. It's something I haven't really spoken about a whole lot since my makeup video earlier this year when I said I was this close to making it, but I have really enjoyed posting. It's like my own thoughts and narrative, but it's somewhere, but at the same time it's nowhere, which is why it's my somewhere and nowhere place, and I've really enjoyed having that this year. I stopped making New Year's resolutions years ago because for some reason I always made them too unrealistic and unattainable, and I just disappointed myself. But instead, for 2018, I'm going to make some realistic goals that I believe are actually attainable, and these are them. Attend at least 2 days of PAX Australia this year. Eventually, I'd love it to be PAX over in America, but for now, let's focus on Australia. I had such an amazing time this year, and I could have easily attended all 3 days, but I actually couldn't because I had other things to do. If I could attend all 3 in 2018, that would be incredible, but my goal is at least 2. Continue making gaming videos. This is something that I want to pursue, as I said, in a very weird and elaborate way, and I guess my bigger goal than that is to possibly start streaming on Twitch. I say it very apprehensively because it actually scares the shit out of me. I would be, just the thought of it makes me very anxious and nervous, but it also excites me greatly. If I could start doing that, it would be incredible. My goal for the end of this year was to get together a gaming computer, a desktop with a whole setup, and I am maybe 60 or 70% of the way there. With that in mind, streaming on Twitch myself isn't that far away. It's just the battle in my own mind to do it. But it would be so much fun. Volunteer at VidCon Australia again. I am so excited that VidCon is coming back, and I said if they did, I would volunteer again. I just need to buy my ticket and sign up for volunteering, and I can't wait. And with YouTube in mind, before VidCon Australia, I know this is kind of cheating because it's 2-in-1 goals, but reach 1,000 subs before then, possibly even June. That would be amazing. Yeah, this is my book. I have a goal to declutter my life, starting with my room and getting rid of material possessions, because I don't think I'm a person who puts a lot of value in material items, but I hold on to them. Having this year be so busy and me being in that mentality of hold on to the things, my room isn't very pretty. I've managed to create the illusion of a pretty here, which I'm happy with, but you don't want to see the rest of my room. That's just too much. And believe me, it's actually too much for me to see every day, and so I need to be proactive in getting rid of all of that and making it somewhere nice again. In 2018, I want to put a focus on being healthy. And I don't just mean starting back up at yoga again, because that would be amazing and is part of the goal, but I also mean just like cooking meals again and making healthy choices for my life so that I feel better about myself. Maybe even taking up boxing or something. I don't know, just being more like active. I always feel like I'm too stressed and tired and busy, but I really want to make that time to do healthy things. Whether it is just as simple as cooking and taking my work into lunch, cooking and taking my lunch into work, or putting time aside to do something active like yoga or boxing, so not just my surroundings but myself physically too. And so as my camera battery flashes at me, I say that this is the end of 2017. I'll say goodbye to it, keeping those 5 things in mind of the things that were good that happened this year that I feel proud and happy about, and looking forward to 2018 and these realistic, attainable goals to achieve in the new year. It's daunting, yes, but I feel like if you don't do something that's kind of scary, you're not really pushing yourself, which is why something like streaming on Twitch makes it on there. I feel like it's realistic to keep making gaming videos, but it's more of a goal and an achievement that I will feel happy about if I do start streaming as well. That's why it's there. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you have had an amazing 2017, and if you haven't, try to think of some good things that have happened that you did feel amazing about, because that has helped me to say, alright, these bad things have happened, but so do these good things. And you know what? Bad things are gonna happen next year too. But if I make a goal to make good things happen, I'll try and focus on those, and hopefully I'll see some results. And last but not least, Happy New Year! I hope that 2018 brings you many, many wonderful things, and I hope that this video maybe inspired you to make your own attainable goals for next year too. If you feel like it, let me know what some of your good things that happened to you this year were, and maybe even some goals for next year because I love to read them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video next year. Bye!